Just remember this, my gorgeous Leo. Just remember this. At the beginning of this week, I can clearly see like there is no tomorrow, how much you are gonna be worrying about something. And what are you gonna be worrying about? It's gonna be connected to this particular situation, which started changing in a negative way, maybe within the last 2 or 3 months or so, but only within the last 2 or 3 weeks, it has become a really intense. So it's to do with like a little bit of a negative change in circumstances that you were aware of within the last 3 months or so. But only now, within the last 2 or 3 weeks, I mean, this has become a really prominent, and something did make you really worried. Let me tell you, I can clearly see how worried you are going to be, number one, and I can clearly see how you're gonna feel like you can't do anything about it whatsoever. But you need to understand, this is not a bad reading, this is not a negative reading. In fact, it's a complete opposite. The worse you feel, the better it's actually going to be. The more you worry, the more of an impact on your life this situation which is going to happen after that moment in life it's actually going to bring. So first of all, you are going to feel like really worried about something really specific, this negative change in circumstances. So 3 months ago, you were able to ignore it, but now it's becoming impossible to ignore, because you need to kind of start thinking about yourself, about your present moment, and most importantly, about your future. So first of all, you're going to start worrying, and you're going to be like, oh my God, it's to do with a certain information, message that you're going to have. And then intuitively, you are going to kind of need to go somewhere. You're going to feel this sense of urgency just out of the blue to go somewhere and do something completely different, okay? And there is a reason for it. So you're going to have this great sense of urgency now, suddenly, completely out of the blue, to go somewhere and do something really quickly. But this in itself, it's to do with something with your responsibilities and something which you do on a regular basis. And then this is the power of your intuition. What the power of your intuition it's actually going to do now. Big mama is coming out of you, baby. And this in itself means that once you're kind of pulled energetically to go, like to sort something out, there is something which is going to happen. Something is going to happen. Something really positive, something really good, something really amazing is going to happen. And you're going to realize that you are unnecessarily worrying about this. You're unnecessarily worrying about something. This in itself is going to allow you to relax a little bit and let go of fears. And that in itself means that, you know, this in itself, it's going to happen because you are going to have some kind of revelation that, you know, if so much, it's going to become clear. That in itself means that this is the first gorgeous light in your life you had for a while. And I mean the light at the end of the dark tunnel you've been going through. Not because you've done something wrong, but because there were certain people in your life that have been making your journey unnecessarily more difficult. Nothing to do with you, but with the certain problems that did arise in between you and somebody else that's meant to be like kind of close to you, and that just went on the level 3755. You haven't done anything wrong, but you've just emotionally connected to that person. So it has been very difficult, it has been very hard, I know it. But the person that I'm talking about, the person in question, there is something not quite right with that person, not with you, and you know this. That person is going through lots of things, fighting with themselves. That person has lots of like inner demons, and it's like drifting deeper and deeper into some kind of a darkness. And this is something that you know and you are aware of, and you worry about it as well. You know that something is not quite right with that person, and you're absolutely right, but then again, that made everything even more difficult. But anyway, so now when I say that you are going to have this really pretty much so experience, and you're gonna have some kind of revelation that is going to make so much clear to you about exactly what you were worrying about. Let me tell you, there is a reason for it. Now, this is marking the beginning of a very special cycle in your life. You need to understand you are exactly where you need to be. This is going to really be such a powerful moment of your own awakening, where you are going to open your eyes like never before, and that means that you are clearly going to see the bigger picture here. This in itself, it's immediately going to put you in such a good mood, my gorgeous Leonie, indeed. And you know why this is going to put you in such a good mood? Because you are going to make an important decision. An important decision about something that you found so difficult, about something that was preventing you to move on. This is really going to put you in such a fantastic frame of mind. It's going to put you in such a fantastic mood, and you're going to realize so much is in the power of our own mind. You think negatively about something so much persistently, you are going to be standing in your own way. You see certain things in a different light with the power of your strength, with that powerful force in your life, you know, your own force. You can move the mountains like, oh my goodness, let alone deal with things and issues like this. So this is absolutely brilliant indeed. You are going to be able to focus on a solution. You're going to be able to let go of fears, and that in itself is indeed going to bring new directions into your life in as little as 5 weeks time. The next new directions, not necessarily, oh, I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing right now and just do something completely different. No, baby, no. I'm just talking about additional directions, which are ever so important when it comes to your life, when it comes to your spiritual journey, and when it comes to things that you are meant to do in order to evolve in the best possible way and get the most out of this life, get the most out of this spiritual journey. Oh my goodness, this is so important. Like, oh wow. And also, my gorgeous Leonie, what else I was going to say? You know what? So as soon as you make this decision about doing something that you have been so worried about, you know, it's to do with something that you were so worried about and you were scared to do anything about it. I don't want to scare you now, but as soon as you make this decision, this is going to be brilliant, fantastic. You are going to make the right decision. But then again, at the same time, as soon as you do this, something very much so unexpected is going to happen. Something very much so unexpected is going to happen, and you are not going to like it. But this is one of those situations, you know, sometimes it needs to get worse in order to get better. I know it sounds really stupid, ridiculous, but it is true. It's to do with something that needs to get slightly worse right now in order to get better. But you are doing the right thing, and if you do not make this decision that I'm talking about, you're not going to be able to move on with your life. There is so much waiting for you out there, and like, oh my God, and this is something that you need to go through, my gorgeous Leonie, indeed. Otherwise, you're just going to be like kind of stuck in a limbo, and you don't want that, because you're not going to be able to change, evolve, and transform your life the way you want to transform your life and get the most out of it. So there is going to be a negative situation which you are which is going to happen, like, oh my God, something is really going to surprise you and throw you out of balance. But then again, it's to do with you realizing as soon as you make this decision, blah, 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 and as soon as you do this, you're going to realize that this, has brought some kind of ending. But this end, what has come to an end with this, actually, it's going to lead to new beginning. And this is the new beginning I'm talking about. This in itself is going to make you aware of one specific thing, that right now in your life, you need to release pretty much so situations and people that are actually holding you back, because this is the beginning of a very beautiful and special spiritual transformation you are going through. By doing that, you're setting the boundaries. By setting the boundaries, you're protecting yourself, you're guarding your energy, you're protecting your energy, but you're also going to have such an amazing idea. You are going to have something something is going to inspire you. Something is going to inspire you here so much. An inspiration. Something is going to inspire you to the point where you're not going to be able to stop thinking about it whatsoever. And this is the direct result of you setting the boundaries and knowing exactly how to do this. It's okay to be with people who are optimistic and good and positive, but it's very good because we live of that energy. That energy rubs off on us in a good way, in a positive way. But when we are doing things that are making us feel unhappy, like unhappy situation over and over again, this is like affecting us, of course, but it's the same to do with people who are persistently negative and down, and I'm not saying that they're necessarily meant to be really bad or negative or horrible inside, but it's just to do with an energy, a vibration that it's very, very heavy, and it's, you can feel it, so these are the things that sometimes you need to pay attention to in terms of protecting yourself, protecting your energy as well. So something is really gonna inspire you here, and it's to do with you making a really wise choice. And what is gonna inspire you here, it's gonna remind you of something like from a long time ago you always wanted to do since the time you were maybe even child. Something is going to inspire you so much, so you will know this is a wise choice. Something is going to inspire you, and I mean, come on, man, like basically what is going to inspire you is what you wanted to do in a very, very, very long time, maybe from the time when you were even child. Whatever this is marking the birth of a very special creation, and this is indeed to do with the potential growth as well. But it's gonna like really affect so many other like aspects of your life, my gorgeous Leonie, as well. Okay, and also by the time you get to the mid part of this week, I really strongly suggest you, please, you're gonna feel like you're a bit drained and a bit tired, and sometimes coffee and things like that can be like kind of really unhealthy, and maybe sometimes coffee, a lot of people can be sensitive when it comes to coffee and things like that. So I always like suggest to people, if they feel tired, to either go for something like a natural B vitamin, a liquid that you can take every single morning and just put it underneath your tongue, and just like you need to understand that B vitamin liquid, it's absolutely fine to take it the first thing in the morning. Not every supplement it's okay to take the first thing in the morning, but with vitamin B liquid it's brilliant because it's gonna give you an energy as soon as you take it, much better than coffee. You feel this energy in a different way, and it gets you going throughout the whole day. Indeed, B vitamin liquid is something which is really going to help you with energy and tiredness as well. And just take it the first thing in the morning, put it underneath your tongue, the certain amount of drops of this liquid, because I always prefer liquid because it's absorbed much easier than any other form. So therefore I find it much more effective. So this is something, combination of natural B vitamin liquid to take with moringa powder. Keep on taking moringa powder. Moringa powder is one of the most powerful supplements in this world. Moringa powder is one of the most powerful supplements in this world. You need to be taking this every day, really. You need to be taking this at least like about 2 or 3 times a week. It's just so important. You only need just a little bit to put on the corner of your teaspoon, mix it up with that much water and just drink it. It's like the leaves of the tree called moringa tree. My God, one of the most nutritious things you can take. And it's also going to be important for your potassium, because you need potassium, and there is a loads of potassium in this moringa powder. Okay, so this is something I highly recommend you for energy levels and for your entire well-being. Of course, when it comes to vitamin B liquid, if you are on any other medications, pregnant or breastfeeding, you just need to check with doctor or GP. Only they can tell you whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. And also, when it comes to the midweek, my gorgeous Leonie, you are going to, my God, you are gonna, you are really going to make a very, very, you will be thinking kind of like how you can kind of simplify your life. You will be thinking about, you will be observing certain limitation. You will realize, do you know what? You will realize that, now it's time for some kind of expansion. But you're also going to realize, that now it's time to take a risk and venture forward with your life. And the moment in time you realize, now it's time to take a risk and venture forward with my life, you are going to make some kind of discovery. You are going to discover something. And what are you going to discover? You're not going to wait to come to say to the first person in your life who you get on with so well, like your partner, husband, wife, or whatever. I can see what you're going to discover. You are going to go to the person immediately who you want to say what you've discovered, because it's not only about discovery, but it's about an idea. What you're going to discover is going to give you an idea to start, like kind of to start something, some kind of a project. This is so important for you to understand, okay? Just remember, this is to do with you taking a risk, but at the same time venturing forward. You're not standing in your own way right now, and this in itself, it's meant to happen. You are exactly, remember, where you need to be at this stage of your life. All this is happening for a very, very good reason. Whatever this project is, whatever this idea is, this is going to bring so much of love and harmony into your life. This is the beginning of a very special alignment, when it comes to you not even realizing right now that one of your dreams is actually going to come through with this. And in as little as 4 weeks time, there is going to be a remarkable opportunity. In as little as 4 weeks time, there is going to be an amazing opportunity which you are going to have. This opportunity is going to blow you away. It's going to surprise you, and you are going to feel so pleased and so proud of yourself that you've actually reached this stage of your life to have this type of opportunity. This is not something that happens to everybody. You've been through so much, and now this is all the direct result of your hard work and everything you've been through, my gorgeous Leonie. Indeed, like, whoa, the huge amount of negative energy is going to be released with all this, especially when it comes to you seeing so many things in a negative light, which have causing you to be maybe overprotective over your assets or over your money, over your finances. You were holding on too tightly to things. So of course that this is going to be a fantastic moment of your personal release. Absolutely mind-blowing. I don't even know what to say. By the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Leonie, let me tell you, you know that you will see something. You're gonna see something. Oh, no. First of all, before I say this, at the end of this week, you will really want to resolve the certain issue. You will want to resolve the certain issue in between you and somebody else. You must not allow this person to not to want to resolve this issue. You are doing the right thing. This is very important to not to be led astray when it comes to it. So I can see that you're really going to feel like I have to resolve this issue in between me and somebody else. But then again, you must be careful, because that other person is going to is a little bit weird person, and this is something that you really need to focus, because you are also on an important path when it comes to resolving some kind of issue in between you and somebody else. But that person is going to make it difficult for you. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't do this. That's your sign that you need to take this even more seriously, because the other part of your life that have been held back because of that. After that moment in time, my gorgeous Leonie, you are gonna see something which is, oh my God, gonna really kind of remind you of like your childhood, but without you realizing that you are being reminded of your childhood. What you're gonna see and what you're gonna come across is gonna awake this inner child. You have no idea how important it is to awake your inner child, and that means that you are really pretty much so being reminded of something. So what you're gonna see, it's gonna make you feel so happy. You're not gonna be able to understand immediately, like, this is going to remind you kind of of your childhood, but it's gonna what you're not going to be able to understand immediately is that this is going to awaken your inner child. But what you're going to be able to notice is how happy you are, how excited you are, how amazing you feel when you're thinking about this particular thing in your childhood. And this is you're going to feel so happy. This is going to awake your inner child, child, and that means that, you know, when your inner child is awakened, you know, that's bringing a very specific messages within, indeed. But when it comes to you, at this stage of your life, this means that you have got untapped talents. So by you awaking or reawaking like your inner child and connecting to your past, you know, from a long time ago, to your childhood, there is a reason for it, because you are gonna realize somehow what has been manipulating your life for so long, which is brilliant. But you're also going to realize that you have got some kind of untapped talents. Now, when it comes to these untapped talents, you really need to understand whatever is going on in your life, you need to start considering this very, very seriously. Okay, you need to kind of reflect, and you will realize that, you know, these like untapped talents are going to actually bring the whole new perspective when it comes to what you need to do with the balance, when it comes to your life in general, when it comes to your home, when it comes to things that you are responsible for. But also, most importantly, this is also going to kind of like mark the first stages of completion. As soon as you become aware of these untapped talents, this is also going to mark the first stages of completion when it comes to your personal transformation, and most importantly, when it comes to a fear of change that has been affecting you for so long. Now that's gone. Now things are going to become very, very interesting indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Leonie, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.